Hey guys, hope you're all doing fantastic today. It is an awesome start to the week so far weather-wise. We've been having phenomenal weather the past month. We've had some stretches of really warm weather, of getting into the 90s, even cracking 100 degrees on one day. I got some footage of my parents' place over at over on Father's Day, and that was absolutely beautiful. The weather has been phenomenal around here. I don't think the Farmer's Almanac was accurate. I think we're in for more rain than normal and higher temperatures, which kind of sucks when my job is walking around all day. Also got some sunburn too. It's slowly going away, but it was like all up here, and then this all started peeling, and now it's slowly working its way down on my cheeks and stuff. But apart from all the sunburn and the good, beautiful weather we're getting this time of year, there were two things I wanted to talk about in this video that I wanted to discuss or tell you about in the last video, but they were a little too lengthy. So the first one are the Disney trips. I had one Disney trip originally planned for the end of November, early December. It's a good time to go, but they don't have airfare out that early. Airfare usually comes out in increments, and usually 6 months ahead of when you want to go. So that trip was basically planned up until the point where I could have it planned. So the hotel was booked for the days I wanted to stay. I took the days off, yada yada, right? So then fast forward to Mother's Day weekend, and my mom and me are going through Disney discounts and seeing, well, like, just for the laughs and giggles, like what would the discount be if I stayed at this hotel for this date, or yada yada. Running the data with the discount of Monday through Friday and a 3-day park pass, I could go for less than $1,000, or like right under $1,000 before taxes are applied. And I'm like, I can't pass that up. That's a decent deal. I want to enjoy the Food and Wine Festival one more time, since I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back there. I want to enjoy that. So I decided to jump the gun and take it and get signed up. I got my airfare right away. Airfare came out to about the $300 mark, which is what I'm fine with. That's normally what I pay. So now I have 2 Disney trips lined up. Well, then June 16th rolled around and airfare came out, and when I looked at the airfare, it was over $500. And right now it's sitting at the 500 mark. That's just something I can't do. I'm not willing to blow $500 on round trip airfare just to go to Disney. That's eating $200 minimum of what I would spend in the parks for gifts and souvenirs, or food, and it's going for airfare. I can't do that. So I made the executive decision to move my trip to next year, because I went to Disney once with my mom and my aunts, and that was what, 4 years ago now, and they really want to go back. So they wanted to go back for my 35th birthday, which would be next year. And it feels weird saying 35th birthday. So that happens next year, and they wanted to go for that. So I made the executive decision to move my first trip that I planned, which is now my second trip. I moved that until next year. So I'm only doing one trip this year. Kind of bummed about that, but I feel safer. I feel much more relaxed and safer that way, and more comfortable having one trip now that's actually pretty cheap, and then being able to save up an entire year again for another trip that might be a little bit more expensive. So that is where we stand right now on the Disney trip. We have one Disney trip coming up. I will be filming that one. It is a Food and Wine Festival primarily. And as of right now, I think I'm going to be going to Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Unfortunately, Animal Kingdom will not be in the video, which kind of does suck a little, because Expedition Everest is by far my favorite Disney ride. I absolutely love that one. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but it is what it is. And judging from the thumbnail, the second piece of information is that I got a PS5. I absolutely love the system. It's fantastic. It doesn't, I didn't think I'd be able to find something quicker than the PS4. There's always that notion of you have something great and you don't know how it could get any better or quicker. And when I got the PS5 going from the base PS4, I noticed a pretty big difference with that, with the processing power and everything. So the system itself is fantastic. I absolutely love it. So it comes down to the price, and because PlayStation 5s are pretty rare right now, they're extremely hard to find. The bundle, this came as a bundle with the PS5, a charger, an extra controller, on top of the one that you get with the system, and then 3 games, and those were Battlefield 2042, which is an multiplayer only game, and I don't care for those, so I went and traded that in right away for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a fantastic game, the new Ratchet and Clank game, as well as the Spider-Man game, or the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, Ultimate Edition, which comes with the remastered version of the Spider-Man for the PS4, which was an amazing game. So I went back and started playing that one again, and just based off of what you got then, I think it's a okay deal. I think it's a good deal. Just based off of what I got in that bundle, I think it's a good deal, even though separately you would actually end up paying $10 less than what the bundle actually is. The bundle came out to $800. If I were to buy all those things separately, it would go for $790. The only problem is that's going off of the PS5 being $500, the $499 price. PS5s are not worth $500 right now. The physical PS5s are worth $700. Is that a deal? Yes. As of right now, it's a good deal just because the PS5 is so rare. And I don't see that changing in the next year. So I'm pretty solid with the amount that I spent, and I actually think it's a pretty fair amount compared to what everything is going for in the market today. But that is enough talk about the system. Let's just jump into it and I'll show you what it's like. Alright, so jumping into the PS5 now. I don't have a whole lot on here. It's still a brand new system, so slowly adding things as I go. But the menu is built differently in this. The user interface is built differently in this one. So it took me a little bit of time to get used to. In the PS4, you just had the single bar, and then you can go either up or down depending on which setting you wanted to go into. Well, here it's a little different. This is your main bar. You have games and media. If you go into media, you have your different apps that you can download. Disney Plus, Hulu, Prime, Peacock, Netflix, you name it. The only ones I have right now are HBO Max and Disney Plus. I'll definitely get YouTube on here as well. I haven't touched any of these yet or set them up. I've been spending way too much time on the gaming aspect of it. Getting into the video game aspect of it, I love this portion of how the whole UI is laid out. The icons are very clean and crisp. It tells you basically what you need to know about the game, what your progress is for the trophies on the right side. You can see the progress of the other trophies in the game that you need to get. But then, like say with Spider-Man, this I noticed in one of my other games too. If I were to go down where it says continue 33%, corporate espionage, about 15 minutes left of that mission, like it's very detailed. It tells you how much of the story you're actually through, how much of this section of the game you're actually through, per like roughly, because that's based on just the average, I believe. And then you can actually resume activity, which means you can jump right back into where you left off with this last save. So that helps out immensely. So let's get into a game, and I want to show you what exactly the PlayStation button does. Sure, I'm trying to tell you something and the thing pops up and I need to get rid of it. Okay, where are you?
Gonna guess these guys aren't trading baseball cards.
You guys get the fuck on vacation! Aw, you guys are like little kingpins in training. So cute! You're gonna pay for that.
Whoa, whoa, no, you're a big guy. Ooh, you're a big guy. Nope. Is that it? There it is. Alright, so now I can actually get into telling you about some stuff with the game with the PlayStation button. If I were to, let's just put this on pause real quick. If I were to press the PlayStation button, instead of the taking you to the menu like it used to do in the PS4, with this one it has a smaller toolbar that pops up on the bottom, but then the trophies and the progress and stuff like that pops up right above it. I actually really prefer this one more than the PS4 version, just because I like seeing the progress of the trophies that I'm working on. But then the menu isn't something that takes up the whole screen. It's just a little bar that pops up on the bottom, and I find that really cool. From here, then this is actually how you turn off the console, by the way, is by bringing up this menu and going all the way over to power. You got to turn off PS5. But everything you need is really down on here. You got the mic, you got the sound. You can go through your downloads and uploads to see what the progress is on those. You got your music. You got if you have other people online. And then you have the switcher, which I haven't played around with too much, but just looking at what it is, I mean, my more recent games would be Stardew Valley and the Miles Morales Spider-Man. So the switcher apparently allows you to go into those games and switch over right to those games, which I find is awesome. I haven't used it yet, but I think it's a cool option to have. So that is the system in a nutshell. Now moving on to the controllers. The Xbox One controller, one of the best fitting controllers I've ever had. I absolutely love how it fits in your hand. It is a very comfortable feel in the back and in the front. The only issue for me are not all of the buttons are like what I'm used to. I grew up with the PlayStation stuff, so getting into the Xbox 360 controller and this one, they fit in my hand perfectly, but not all the buttons are where I would prefer them to be. Then with the PS4 controller, all the buttons are where I'd want them to be, but it just doesn't have the best fit in my hand. It's not a bad controller by any means. It's a fantastic controller. As you can see, it wore down some of the sticker on the back. It is an awesome controller, but it just doesn't have the feel that this one does in my hand. Well, going over to the PS5 controller, it fixes that issue. It now has all the buttons where I want them to be with the form fit in my hand that is extremely comfortable. So it's basically the PS4 controller and the Xbox One controller all morphed into one controller, and it's awesome. I absolutely love the feel of the buttons. The triggers feel very easy on the hands. They're very responsive in the game. I love the look of these buttons compared to like just a standard button on the PS4 controller. The only thing I wish was a little different, the PlayStation button here, it actually is just a PlayStation symbol rather than this one. I would have loved to have seen this button, which is an actual button, but with the white background that you have in these buttons right there. I think it would have been really cool. It would actually stick out a little more too, because right now you can only see it in certain angles with the light. So it would have been nice to have that kind of like to break up the monotony and have like a white button right here with the PlayStation symbol. Would have been really cool. And now getting into the overall design of the console, the size, and some of the other features. I absolutely love the design of this this system, which you'll see in this picture. It's very architecturally based. It looks like either a piece of artwork that you would find in a museum or a building that you would find in Dubai. Like, it has a very rich look to it, and I really like that. Size-wise, the system is pretty beefy, as you can tell from this next picture, which is it sitting right next to my 65-inch TV. As far as size goes, the new Xbox and the PlayStation 5, they definitely ramped up on size. That being said, put it in an open area. This thing runs warm. After an hour or two of running it, playing around with it, I put my hands hovering about 5 to 6 inches away from either side of it, and I could feel the heat. This thing gives off a solid amount of heat. So please keep, if you do get one, please keep it in a very open area, roughly the same way I have it, to where it's on top of the entertainment center, not sitting in a shelving unit, because that'll warm up everything in that area. The money aspect of it, is it worth spending that type of money on? Yes and no. I don't feel like it's worth going above and beyond to buy over what the standard console is. The consoles go physical, CD version is $500, $400 for the digital version. Pay those amounts. Don't pay over. Don't give in to the bots and everything online trying to get you to pay like $800 for a standard system. It's not worth it. Save your money. But if you're able to get, say, the system in a bundle for a good price, go ahead and do it. It's not going to hurt you in the long run. I feel it's a fair amount. But that's going to do it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun learning about the PS5. I feel like I have a lot to learn, and I just barely cracked the surface on what the system is actually capable of. So I am going to focus on that the next few weeks, and if I find any cool features, I'll make sure to put that in the next couple vlogs probably. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. Make sure to look out for a couple more videos coming out this week, as well as a bunch of recording going on this weekend as well, because I took off this Friday and next Tuesday to have a longer 5-day weekend with the 4th of July rolling up. So I plan on doing a crap ton of recording for the channel and getting to where I could probably be about a month ahead of where I want to be. So I'm going to be pumping out a lot more videos for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace out.